Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Usama, and today I'm going to show you the working and the simulation which is involved in the lab number 10. So, as far as the lab number 10 is concerned, so lab number 10 contains some muxes concepts of the multiplexers, the demultiplexers, encoders, and the decoders. So, I will open the manual to show you first the working of the encoder decoders and the respective circuits. So let me just open the manual. um, Over here we have the manual. So you can see over here that this is the circuit for the mux. 4 cross 1 mux contains the 4 inputs and a single output. The multiplexer is basically a device which gives a single output and that have a multiple inputs. Here we have 4 cross 1 mux and we have 4 inputs and a 1 output. We have 2 selection pins. The number of selection pins depends on the how much output we are applying at the input. The number of selection pin is equal to the 2n. The n is basically the number of selection pins that are basically of the mux. So this is the table for the mux. Let me show you. This is the 4 cross 1 mux. The 4 cross 1 as mux, it contains 4 inputs, so we have a, b, c, and d. The mux only gives a high input at only one variable at the single time. That is, it gives a high output at a, either at b, either at c, or either at d. It can't give multiple high outputs at different times. This time over here, a can be equals to 1, b can be equals to 1, c 1, d 1. The selection pins is basically the output which we are basically expecting from the multiplexer. So here I will open my manual. uh, my manual is over here. So this is the table for the demultiplexer. Let me just wait a second. Let me now explain you the concept of the demultiplexer. The demultiplexer is basically the inverse of the multiplexer. The demultiplexer contains multiple outputs and a single input. It gives a single output and the multiple inputs. So the the circuit for the demultiplexer is shown over here. A single output and the multiple outputs. The two selection pins, the number of selection pins depends upon how much output we are basically giving to the demultiplexer. So this is over here. So this is the table for the demultiplexer. The demultiplexer is the inverse of the multiplexer, so all the in equations will be get swapped or inverted, you can say. Now as far as the decoder and encoder is concerned, so decoder is a circuit that changes the code into a set of signals. We have number of inputs and the number of outputs. The encoder is basically the basics of the multiplexer. So encoder is a combinational circuit which is designed to perform the inverse operation of the decoder. So first of all I will show you the decoder circuit. So decoder circuit I have made in my manual. So this is the decoder circuit. This is the encoder circuit basically. 4 to 2 encoder. This is the table and this is the Proteus implementation of the circuit. So now I will show you the simulation which I have performed. The simulation screenshots are first attached, but I am going to show you the simulation. So let me open the simulation. I am going to open this is open project. I will click on open project. I will click on yes, okay, and desktop I will go to the all files, and which I have to open, that is the circuit of the encoder. Sorry, just give me a second. This is decoder and where is the Proteus? Or here it is. So I'll open the project. We'll go to the desktop, the project files and the all files. I will then open the decoder. So this is the decoder and this is the encoder. I have made two circuits simultaneously so that I can show you the working and the simulation. So when I run this circuit, the circuit simulated in such a way. These are the switches and the NOT gates which are further connected to the AND gates. When I open the first switch, the second switch, if the third switch is closed, then I'll be getting a high output at the third LED, because the third input is 1 and the high output at the third LED, which is just after the AND gate. So simultaneously this whole functionality works. So when I open this and this, so I'll be getting a high output at D4, and simultaneously this whole circuit works. And as far as this circuit is concerned, this is basically of the encoder. So when I open this, closes this switch, the both LEDs blows, and when I open this whole circuit, this basically works because this is of the encoder. So now I'll going to show you the mux and demux. So I'll be clicking on the OK button. This will open the project and I'll go to the desktop. I'll go to the all files. So I have mux. Let me open the file multiplexer. Just wait a second. Here is the demux. I'll show you the working of the demux, and the working of the mux is same as the demux. This is select 1, select 2, and this is the data, and this is the basically demux circuit. So when I run this, it runs in such a way that if I closes this button, the second LED glow, and if I close this button, the third LED glow, and simultaneously this whole SAS functionality basically works. So this is the working of the demultiplexer. Now I'm going to show you the Verilog codes. I have already run the Verilog codes. This is the Verilog code of the encoder have 5 input, that is enable A, B, C, D, Y0 and Y1. The input I am giving this, the output I am getting yes, this and wire, and all this code is basically working like this. Then I'll go to the RTL viewer. This is the RTL viewer of the circuit of the demultiplexer. So the waveforms are given in the manual, you can see from there. So as far as the Verilog code of the demultiplexer is concerned, so I have the module of the demux, the D S0, S1, Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3. The input is D S0. I can write these in a single line, but for the sake of the simplification, I have written these things differently, and I have made the function. The RTL viewer of this particular circuit is this. You can see the waveform is given in the manual. So just wait a second. This is the simulation. This is the Verilog code for the multiplexer. The multiplexer consists of output A, B, C, D, S0 and S1. The output which we will be getting is a single output, that is the out1. The input which I will be giving is A, B, C, D, S0 and S1, the wire, and this whole thing is defined over here. So the RTL viewer is this of the demultiplexer. You can see it is the same. And lastly, I have decoder circuit. Decoder circuit have this type of functionality, and if I click on locate in RTL viewer, it will be giving me the circuit of the decoder. Now everything is fine, working fine, and now I'm going to show you the lab number 11, that is basically flip-flops. The flip-flop circuit is given in the lab number 11. I have multiple type of flip-flops, that is D flip-flop, JK flip-flop, master slave flip-flop, and the flip-flop which is D flip-flop. So the flip-flop, I have saved my work over here. Lab number 11, Mohammad Usama. Yes, this is my lab. SR. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you the SR flip flop. The SR flip flop is basically the output of the first AND gate is connected to the input of the second AND gate, and the output of the second AND gate is basically connected to the input of the first AND gate, and this basically whole loop runs, and the flip flop circuit is basically working. The flip flop circuit is basic memory storing unit of the computer, so this is very important to know. This is the truth table of the flip flop, and this is the Proteus implementation. um, Proteus implementation is concerned as long as then I am giving a single state over here. The second state of the first and NAND gate is basically connected to the output of the second NAND gate, and the input of the second NAND gate is connected to the output of the first NAND gate. This is shown over here. I can show you the simulation as well, but I don't think so that is necessary, but you can see, you can check from here. Then I have a D flip flop. D flip flop is basically same as the SR flip flop, but the D flip flop has a single input. The SR flip flop has the multiple inputs. The D flip flop, we have only two input combination that are basically either 0 or 1. The truth table is drawn over here. When the D is 0, S is 0, and R is 1, then I have a Q at 0 and the state is resetted, and D is 1, S is 1, R is 0, and Q is 1, then the state is set. This is the Proteus implementation. This is the same as the SR flip flop, but the input is connected to the single state, that is basically D state. So in the D flip flop I have the single input and the same output which is of the SR flip flop. Then I have the JK flip flop. The JK flip flop circuit, the input of the first AND gate is basically connected to the output of the fourth AND gate, and the whole cycle is connected in such a way so that the memory is being stored. You can see the circuit over here, and then in the end I have the master slave flip flop. The master slave flip flop is same. You can see the circuit, and this was my today's lab. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. Jazakallah.